Hello, welcome to another segment of Keep the Beat with Pete. And today I want to cover something that I covered a long time ago, like when I first started the channel. And it bears repeating because it's a very important topic, but also at that time I didn't have the proper volume for my audio. So I'm going to repost some of those segments and then break them down into smaller time frames, and the audio should be much better now for my voice so that you can follow along with this. But in any case, as I mentioned, I had spent time studying over the years with 3 different teachers, and one such teacher was very controversial at the time. Stanley Spector passed away a number of years ago. And at that time, he was teaching a lot of things on the drum set. We're talking like the 1960s and 70s, but he really started doing it in the late 40s and early 50s. A lot of things that you would study today and a lot of the methods and approaches you would take today, he was doing a lot of that then, and not too much rudimental stuff and everything. It was very, considered, like I say, controversial. But in any case, he was very into the timekeeping and the basic elements of creating a groove. So today, let's go over ride cymbal patterns. I have the drum mute on here because the way he approached it was, he wanted you to understand the triplet. This is in the mid-range of the tempos. It's not the real slow blues, which might result in 16th notes, like 1 E and 2 E, and it's not the real up-tempo, real fast 8th and 16th note swing pattern. It's the big broad range of 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, that tempo range, okay? So the way he would approach it is he had a big practice pad in the studio. It was timpani size, and he had metal sticks. And the object was, at first you would play it one-handed, particularly the right hand, since most people are going to be playing the ride cymbal with the right hand. And the idea was to get the triplet concept. So you'd start out with playing the whole measure, 8th note triplets, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 2 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Okay, and you're getting that triplet flow. Then he had the running pattern that would run through. It would resolve itself over 4 bars. Okay, so 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 2 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Four. If you played it hand to hand, 1 triplet, 3 triplet. 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 3. 4 triplet, 2 triplet, 3, 4 triplet, 9. So you could break this up a lot of ways. And he would have like line 1 with 3, 2 with 3. You'd have permutations. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 9. And in 4 bars of time. Now, before going any further, when we say time, when people say, oh, play the ding, ding, the ding beat and all that stuff over the years, just for a brief second, the origin of that, many of you know it, some don't, okay? So we'll just quickly. The bembe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. That's in the 6/8 feel, right? Well, if you start really thinking about it, okay, so that's really the underlying theme of what became, swing beat. Okay, so you learn that hand-to-hand beat, or you learn that beat with each hand. The object was to get the idea of, the difference between the main notes and the skip note, and to how to really hear the pattern, feel the pattern, and start giving yourself a neuromuscular reaction, turning yourself on with this rhythm. right? So we all know that we're supposed to play 1 triplet, 2 triplets, 3 triplet, 4 triplets, 2, 2, 4, 4, 2. Okay? Where you strike the cymbal is important. You don't want to be on the very edge, of course, and you don't want to be, because you'll get a high pitch or too much ring. You got to be in the zone for the jazz beat. Okay, so now how are you going to get this feel? How are you going to really hear it? Okay, you want to close your eyes and count out loud all the triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 2 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 3 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 2 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 4 triplet, 2, 3 triplet, 4, 1. Okay, and you can take it at a slower tempo, and you practice with a metronome and without a metronome. In fact, if you practice with the metronome and you have it in your earphones, you should almost bury the click. You could get it so tight. But you're not trying to play each note per se on that, to line up with that click. What you're trying to do is, it would be something like the difference between having a piece of fabric and the finished garment. You want to present the finished garment. Somebody's going to buy the shirt. Oh, look at this great fabric. I'm going to make this shirt for you. Yeah, those are the notes. But why don't you just show me the garment, like when it's all finished? That's this. That's so somebody could play along. A bass player could walk along with that, okay? And then people could start improvising, regardless if you pick up the tempo a little bit. Or if you had it slower. Okay? All right, so that's your fundamentals. How do you strike the cymbal? All right, we told you where. In another segment, I covered it's called the molar or the arm drop or the circular motion, but you want to get these notes full, the skip notes soft. 1, 2. So the real object is, you're supposed to make that sound with your needle and thread, like every note's being played. Of course it's not. That's the objective of it. And then, why were we doing those patterns? Because then what Stanley would do is he'd say, okay, let's get into the patterns. Line 1 with line 2, line 2 with line 3, and he would start the phrase like on the 3rd beat of the measure. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 4. Starting it out. 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 1. And of course you can mix and match these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7. Okay, that's where we'll take it for today. You start out playing it like with one hand, all the triplets. You could then play it hand to hand. Go over the patterns that we discussed, and then you start playing a nice time, basic jazz ride cymbal pattern on your cymbal. And you close your eyes, count out loud, and you're trying to basically create a rhythm that turns yourself on. You know, it sounds like the 60s, but you're just waking up your neuromuscular system. You're saying, you know, like they call it pocket, groove, or you swing. Are you getting a swing? Even if it takes your metronome to help you along at first. Four triplet, 2, trip, 3, triplet, 4. Done. Okay, like that. And then you can pick the tempo up. And this is in the range that we call standard jazz time range. You know, it's not extremely slow blues, and it's not the real up-tempo stuff that we'll cover somewhere else. That's it for this segment. We didn't do the left hand. We're just doing the basic ride cymbal pattern and some variations. In subsequent segments, I think this is better to break this out this way, I'll go into some of the variations that were out at that time when Stanley was doing this, and that later emerged even more significantly. Elvin Jones was, you know, accenting what used to be called the skip note, you know, 1, 2. Stuff like that. We could get into all that and some ideas on how to do that, and then subsequently get into the comping. That's what I had done 3 years ago. It's just that I think it's a real important topic that bears repeating, and also, as I said, the audio wasn't as good. So for you new subscribers, let's go over the ride cymbal pattern. It's a great review for everybody to go back and say, am I really nailing this? Am I really inspiring the bass player and then the rest of the band with a good solid tempo, with the metronome, without the metronome, back and forth. And then we'll take subsequent little segments like this and go into part 2, 3, and 4 of this whole topic of the jazz ride cymbal pattern, and then eventually adding some of the basic comping to make it a systematic, a method, you know, a method that you can practice routinely, and of course build on it. Use all these basics to then use in the actual musical setting. Okay, new subscribers, thanks, welcome aboard. For the people who are with me for a while, questions, comments, input, ways that you might use it or practice this, let us know. I remember starting this at a slow tempo, 60 to 70 BPM, just to get the groove going. Pick it up if you want. You could even start a little slower. Slower is more difficult. Okay, because there's more space between the notes, but not too slow, because then you're in the whole different tempo range. Okay, alrighty, thanks for watching, peace out.